after 7 o'clock p.m. Time to give shout out. It's 7 o'clock p.m.
Hello! West Alameda! It's 7 o'clock! Time to give a shout out and thank you to all the frontline, the essential workers, to the doctors, the nurses, the longshoremen, the bus drivers, truck drivers, the farm workers, those who work in the stores, the restaurants, the hotels, postal employees, counselors, the teachers, the parents. So please, you hear my voice, you clap your hands, honk your horns, shout, make some noise. Yeah, all right, frontline workers.
Hey, Cruz, what's up? It is a good day. It's a good job. Well, thank you, Cruz. Marami Salamat. I appreciate you saying that. So, yeah, it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Hey, y'all, I actually went out and rode my bicycle today. I didn't ride that far, but I figured a little bit of something is better than a whole lot of nothing. Okay, so here we go. Today is day 391. Oh, hey, Cruz, yeah. Even though I got both my shots, I definitely wear a mask. Every day I wear a mask. I don't care. I'll just keep wearing a mask just to be on the safe side. You know, when you get to be my age, you ain't trying to take no chances. At least that's my opinion. That's my thought about it. So it's day 391. Today is April the 26th, 2021. And as of 6 o'clock p.m., according to the Coronavirus Pandemic Live on YouTube, today, 3,135,502, and in the United States, 586,593. And last year in April, well, at least April 6, 2020, it was 70,590 in the world. It's a big difference between that date and this date. And then in the United States, that's what it was. And don't forget, they started doing shutdown in California. I believe it was like March 13th or something like that. So, and I didn't start doing my shout out till April 1st. And then April 6, 2021, this is what it was 20 days ago here in the world. That's what it was 20 days ago in the United States. I did not get the number for today for California. So this is the one from yesterday, 61,399. So that's what's up. So I would like to ask everybody to please, you know, if you know any frontline essential workers, or if you're a frontline essential worker, you know, drop them a call, drop them a line, say thank you to them. Or for those of you who are frontline workers or essential workers, I'd like to say thank you for what you do. And, you know, just tell them thank you. It doesn't matter if they're frontline or essential, because they are out there working, and you know, I think we should give them that appreciation. Okay, so birthday greetings. I'm still on to all the Taurus birthday people. You know, happy birthday to you guys. I know there's some of you who are Facebook friends of mine. I just have not gone on there to check and see who are Taurus birthday today. So I apologize, but I do want to say happy birthday to all of you people that are Taurus people who were born on April the 26th. Happy birthday, y'all. And also want to give a shout out. I saw on YouTube and on the news that the United States has pledged medical aid to India and to the world. I'm not sure if people really understand what's going on in India, but like, it's so bad. It's really bad. Their hospitals are overwhelmed. They're really having a bad time. So the United States has pledged medical supplies, you know, the mask and I guess respirators and other things, you know, because, you know, we still have our problems here in the United States, and we still have people dying here in the United States. But India is really bad. They're losing like 3,000-4,000 people a day. So, you know, I want to give a shout out to President Biden and to our government for being willing to try to help out others. And Shaniqua, what's up, my niece? What's going on, niece? How you doing? So we have another person who was shot, Isaiah Brown. He shot 10 times by a Spotsylvania, Virginia sheriff deputy. Now, you know, I told y'all I get a lot of my information off of YouTube, so I want to play this here for you, just to give you an idea, so y'all know I don't just be making stuff up.
Because I can.
You need to hold your hands up. Hold your hands up. Isaiah, are you holding your hands up? Put your hands up.
Double gun thrust to abdomen. Perform life-saving measures. I got you, man. Alright, double gunshots to the abdomen. One gunshot to the left thigh. 2 gunshots to the side. I got you, man. I'm here for you, okay? Alright, copy. Spot page 8. Please send me on that call. Go ahead and set a page out on that one as well. That's okay. Yeah, man, you got it. Copy. Go to my contact message. In my contact message. Hey, man, stay with me. Hey, you saw me? looks like that. He's still got a pulse. Slight pulse. He's still breathing. What? It's right here.
Okay, what's the closest call? Say something.
Big box. Where's it at? It's on the right side. Come on, man. Stay with me. It's in this bag here. It's in this clear box. Hey, talk to them. Talk to me. What square box is this one right here? No. There's one under the passenger seat, too. Underneath the passenger seat. Trying to be right here. One gunshot wound in the jaw, one to his left side neck, look like baby wound. One to his right groin. You got that.
One gunshot, one to the jaw, one to the left neck, possible breathing room, one to the right groin.
Get in the red bag. Yeah, bring it here now. Open up. Hey, talk to me.
Keep right there.
There you go.
We'll be with you, buddy.
I'm simple. Hey, try to take those black box and yellow stuff on the side. You still in there? Talk to me. Talk with me there. Hold on the back. Back end. It's in the back side. Should be the right. On top of the shelf. Okay, man, stay with me. I'm here. I'm going to help you, okay? Hey, what's in your bag? What's in there now? It's a black square box with yellow stuff on the side. What's that red bag? Hey, can you talk to me? I'm here for you, man. The hospital's coming, okay? Where's your pain at? Negative, what's that for? Hey, where's the gun at?
Okay, once you get on scene, you guys go ahead.
Where's the gun?
Okay. Wow. So that was what was released by Spotsylvania County in Virginia, the Sheriff's Department. They released the 911 call. So from my understanding, what happened was Isaiah Brown, and as of right now, as I speak, he's not dead, but he is in intensive care unit. He was shot 10 times. My understanding was that earlier that day, his car broke down, and cops saw him at the gas station and talked to him. Deputies saw him at the gas station, talked to him, and gave him a ride home to his mother's house, which evidently that's where his brother lives too. I'm not sure. Then Isaiah Brown calls 911 a little bit later. And as you can see from the conversation that the 911 operator was having with Isaiah, because she was asking Isaiah what's the problem, and he said he couldn't get to his room, and the operator, you know, she was being really patient with Isaiah, talking about what happened, why can't you get in the room? So my brother won't let me. He has the key to my car. And she said, well, wasn't your car towed to your house? He said, yes, well, because the car broke down, but yes, it's in the backyard. I can't get the key. And you can hear his brother in the background, like, no, you can't have the gun. And so Isaiah's like, I want to get in the house and get the gun. And so Isaiah tells 911, I'm going to kill my brother. So she says, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Evidently, he has one of those land phones, you know, the kind of land phone you can pick up and walk outside with it. And I'm assuming that this land phone is black. So 911 says, where are you at? What are you doing? He says, I'm outside the house and I'm walking down the road. And so she says, how are you walking down the road with the land phone? He says, well, because I can't. And so she specifically asked Isaiah, do you have a gun? He says, no. She asked him again, do you have a gun? He says, no. Then you hear the police siren come, and 911 operator tells Isaiah, hold your hands up. Hold your hands up. Do you have your hands up? And so as you can see from the video that I posted on there, hey, Sandra, what's up? You know, police come, they yell, show me your hands, show me your hands. And then you hear in the background, you hear the police say, he's got a gun to his head. Well, I don't understand if you got a gun to your head, why, you know, you're, you know, I don't understand. I'm not the police. I've never done that kind of work. And then you hear the police officer yelling, show me your hands, don't walk to me, don't walk to me, show me your hands. And then you start shooting. And you hear the gunshots, multiple gunshots. And evidently he was shot 10 times. And he's alive right now, but he's in intensive care. Now here's something else. Remember I told you about the deputy who saw him at the gas station, his car broke down and everything, and said, I'll give you a ride home. I don't know about y'all, but police don't be giving nobody rides home. Police give you a ride in the back seat of the car, you going to jail. But this is in Virginia, and it's Spotsylvania. I believe they had a big Civil War battle out there in Spotsylvania, Virginia, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, but he gives him a ride, you know, and drops him off at his mom's house, or drops him off where he lives. And then later on, like I said, Isaiah calls the police, 911, because he wants to get into the house and get the car, and his brother won't let him, and he's telling the brother to give him the gun. His brother said, no, hell no, I ain't giving you no gun. So anyway, everything that I showed you on the TV, on YouTube, is what the Sheriff's Department released, unedited. What I was going to tell you was, remember I told you about the deputy that gave him a ride home? It was the same deputy that showed up for the 911 call and ended up shooting Isaiah Brown 10 times. That's rough, man. I mean, here, you know, and like I said, cops, at least over here that I know of, I don't know. I honestly, personally don't have any experience of a police giving somebody a ride home. And I just don't, you know, but I'm just assuming because that's out there in the country someplace, maybe that's what they do in the country. I just cannot imagine Oakland police, San Francisco police, Alameda police, Richmond police. I can't imagine police in the Bay Area and the cities giving somebody a ride home because their car broke down. Especially giving somebody black a ride home. But having said all that, he gave him a ride home, so I'm sure during the time that he was giving him a ride home, they were talking. Now, ooh, that's like, wow. And the way the 911 operator was talking to Isaiah was like she knows him because she's calling him by name. Isaiah, don't shoot your brother. Isaiah, why do you need your car? Isaiah, how are you walking down the road with your phone? You know, and again, it was a land phone. Long story short, there was no gun. It was the land phone. Evidently, it was the land phone. So there was no gun. I'm assuming, I'm basing my assumptions on what I saw on YouTube and based on the 911 call, was that Isaiah threatened to shoot somebody, being his brother. The whole thing about a gun, maybe the police thought that phone in his hand, and I'm assuming the phone had to be black. It was one of them old school land phones that you know the kind, the old fashioned phones where you used to just, and you could walk outside with the phone, and as long as you was within so many feet of your home or wherever the main base was for the phone, you would still be able to talk. You could go outside and talk on your phone. So I'm assuming he was not that far away from his house. Because if you remember, the brother came outside, was talking about what happened, and the cop told his brother, go get my first aid kit. It's in the car. The brother couldn't find it and all that, you know. And if you heard the thing, you saw the writing, you said, do you have the phone, the house phone? And the cop said, yeah, it's right here. So I'm going to leave it up to y'all to make a judgment call. I'm not making a judgment call. I'm not going to say one way or the other what I think or how I feel about it. I don't think he should have been shot 10 times. That's my personal opinion, but then I've never been a police and I've never had to do something like that, so I can't, you know, speak to why he would do that 10 times. I kind of feel bad. Yeah, I ain't going to say kind of. I feel bad for the sheriff's deputy because of the fact that he had gave this man a ride home earlier because this man had a broken down car. His car had broke down at the gas station and gave him a ride home. And I'm not used to police doing stuff like that because that's actually what I would say good police officers would do. You know, hey, Sandra, this happened today or yesterday? It must have been yesterday. Isaiah Brown in Spotsylvania, Virginia. So, again, I feel bad for Isaiah Brown. And I feel sad for that deputy because he's going to be catching hell. I don't think he should have shot him 10 times. But you definitely can say he was sitting up here trying to render medical aid after he shot him. You know, so it's not one of those things where the cops shoot somebody and they let them lay there and bleed to death. So it was definitely a out in the country, it was definitely a deputy and not a police officer. Because, you know, I think that police officers in the city, they're kind of more like hardcore, more desensitized and more like the people that live in the hood and live in the barrio or live in the ghettos or just the wrong color. They look at them as the enemy, not as people they're there to protect and serve. So like I said, I feel sad for the police officer. I have sympathy for Isaiah Brown, and I'm not quite sure how this is all going to play out. You know, I don't know. This is one of the times when I don't know, so I'm not going to say anything. No, it's not Andrew Brown, it's Isaiah Brown. Andrew Brown was the 42-year-old man that was shot in, I think it was Pennsylvania. They're not related to my knowledge, but Andrew Brown was shot somewhere else, and he was shot by police serving a felony search warrant or felony warrant arrest. Okay, and Andrew Brown was killed. Again, every time there's a police shooting, like you look at Dante Wright. Dante Wright was killed by a training officer who had, what, 28 years on the force? 26, 28 years on the force. So he was killed by a police a woman who was the president of the police union, a field training officer, 26 years seniority. She was actually training rookies on how to make a stop and all this other stuff. I know, Sandra, I totally understand. I totally understand. It's, yeah, every day somebody's getting shot. And the thing about the 16-year-old girl trying to stab another girl with a big old knife, I'm going to leave that one alone. Because, and I'll say this to you, is I have daughters and I have granddaughters. And if a woman or a 16-year-old girl, I'm not going to say a woman, she wasn't a woman, she's a 16-year-old girl. And again, y'all, this is just my personal opinion. If my daughter was in a position where a 16-year-old girl was coming at her with a knife, and she had that knife and was ready to stab my daughter, and a police officer showed up and shot the girl who was trying to stab my daughter or my granddaughter or one of my nieces, I'm not going to say he did wrong. Now, I'm sorry for the girl that got killed, and I'm sorry for her family, but I'm saying that as a father, as a grandfather, as an uncle, as a brother, I have sisters. Would I want a police officer to shoot somebody trying to stab one of my family members? If that's the only way he could stop her, then yes. Would I want him to shoot that girl 4 times? No. Would it be nice if he could shoot her in the leg? Yes. But I don't think that they always have that that option of being able to do that. I think you have an option not to shoot somebody 4 times. But again, I'm only giving you my opinion. If that girl that the 16-year-old was trying to stab was my daughters, one of my daughters, or one of my granddaughters, or one of my nieces, or my sister, then yeah, I would definitely want that police officer to do that, because their job is to serve and to protect. And a lot of times the police don't protect us, and we know why. We know why. And it's unfortunate that the 16-year-old girl was killed. And like I said, I'm sorry for her, and I'm sorry for her family. But the girl that she was trying to stab, I'm sure that her family is glad that their daughter, their niece, their granddaughter is alive. Now, that's just my own personal opinion, y'all. People get mad at me and say, you know, I'm wrong, or I switched over to the other side. It's not. I just tell you what I think and how I feel. You know, and I agree with you, Sandra. I don't believe 4 shots was necessary. If he could have did it with 1 shot, that would be good. If he could have shot her leg, that would have been nice. But I think it's hard to make certain kind of judgment calls when you're not in that position. And I've never been in that position, so I can't make that call. Some things, like the thing with George Floyd, that was obvious. The thing with Breonna Taylor, that's obvious. The thing with Ahmaud Arbery, that's obvious. The thing with the young man, Isaiah, out there in Colorado, that's obvious. You know, some people you can say, well, you know, yeah, you know, he wasn't doing nothing. Philando Castile was not doing anything. Walter Scott, he got stopped for a parking ticket and ran from the police and got shot in the back. Dante Wright got stopped for expired license plate and stuff hanging off the mirror, and he got shot to death. Those are clear-cut cases where you can say the police overstepped, or the police did not do their job, or the police was just whatever you want to say the police was. Again, the 16-year-old girl, I can't call that, because I have daughters and granddaughters and nieces and sisters. I can't call that. I would want a police officer to handle their business and shoot somebody trying to stab one of my family members. And that's just me. And again, I know the family of the girl who did not get stabbed, I know they're glad that their daughter is alive and their family member's alive. So, y'all be mad at me if you want to, but that's just how I feel. That's where I'm coming from. That's just my feelings. So, my shout out goes to the government, to President Biden. to the government and the fact that they're going to pledge medical aid to India and the world, because India is going through some heavy-duty stuff right now. They've got so many people dying every day. We're talking 3,000 to 4,000 people a day. And the only ones, and they're the ones that's in, just right behind us is Brazil. So the United States is going to be sending them medical supplies that we can afford to share. That's what we're doing, we're sharing. So, mabuhay. Hey, Ed Nash, what's up with you, bro? Amandla, Hokahe, Harambe, Que Viva, Mahalo, Shalom, Namaste, Assalamu alaikum, walaikum assalam, Wakanda forever, you know, yeah, and all that other good stuff. Today was a beautiful day. I rode my bicycle, like I said, and wore my mask while I was doing it. I'm going to try hard to ride my bike more often. I need to, as y'all can see, I am really overweight, and I need to do that. And that's about where I'm at. I'm praying for my family and my loved ones and my friends and my neighbors and anybody who's going through physical, emotional, mental stress because of COVID-19 or just because of whatever else is going on in the world or whatever's going on in their personal life. You know, prayers and thoughts for them and for you. Those of you who take the time to look at this, you know, my prayers and my thoughts are going out there for you. Ed Nash, you know, now I say a prayer and I always include you and your son Peter in my prayer every day. You know, I do that. So y'all, you know, keep those prayers and those thoughts going out to your loved ones, to your friends, to your neighbors, to strangers, to anybody, just because, you know, and call somebody. Just give them a call and say, what's up? Hey, Ed, Curtis Moore called me today, man. You remember Curtis from D2, Emeryville? Anyway, he took the time to give me a call. Me and Curtis used to drive the bus together. So y'all take the time to call somebody. Ed Nash calls me at least once a week. And I appreciate that, Ed. And I know I should call you more. You know, I know you sitting up here like, man, you don't even call me. I do. When, you know, I try to. Not as much as yeah. I will work on it, Ed. My bad. All right, everybody. I'm up out of here. Stay safe, stay strong, wear that mask, get vaccinated if you choose to get vaccinated. If you choose not to, that's your prerogative. That's your choice. And I'm wearing a mask. That's my choice. And I got vaccinated. That's my choice. Okay? All right, y'all. Peace. One love. Why this thing won't go off? Oh, right there.